This episode of Audiotravels, the travel podcast, takes you to Sri Lanka, to the famous Perhara procession in Kandy.
You will see the tradition of dancing, the Kandyan sect, the best that you will ever see. You will see maybe 75 to 80 caparisons elephants. The elephant is loved, they are respected.
Listen to the songs of the tea-picking ladies in the highlands of Nuwara Eliya.
උඩරට කඳු කර සිරියා පලඳන රූබර මුහුණ ඇගේ.
And the professor of archeology takes you back in time.
This landscape is the oldest landscape in Sri Lanka, the heart of ancient civilization of Sri Lanka.
You are listening to an episode of Audiotravels by Henry Barchet.
Professor Shudan Shanseneviratne is standing on a hill in the north-central part of Sri Lanka.
This landscape is the oldest landscape in Sri Lanka. For millions of years, the soil has got eroded and it has been converted into a plain, but it is dotted with monadnocks or inselbergs, as we call it. And these sites are cultural sites venerated since the prehistoric period to the contemporary period.
The professor of archaeology explains why the ancient civilization started here.
It's largely the civilization in Sri Lanka was built upon a hydraulic system. And this area has the best soil, best what you call the landscape for hydraulic activities and hydraulic engineering. And with the rice cultivation, the expansion of population could be sustained, and also it was a large plain that also had very rich mineral resources. So the development of ancient cities and also the state formation took place.
The professor takes me to an ancient city and explains how Sri Lanka was ruled by kings and influenced by monks.
This is in the north central province, and the archaeological and the World Heritage Site involved is Rangiri Dambulla, and this site goes back to about the pre-Christian period, largely a prehistoric period, but gradually it converted into a center of pilgrimage. So from the 3rd century BC you have the resident monks, and also later you also have various endowments made and also patronage extended by kings for the frescoes depicted in the cave temples describing the history of Buddhism and the history of Sri Lanka.
The next day, we visit one of the most well-known sites in Sri Lanka.
You are at Sigirya. The meaning means the Lion Rock.
And this rock has a special, meaning for people in Sri Lanka?
It is considered one of the most representative World Heritage Sites, one. And it has several things like tragedies, romance, aesthetic beauty, everything combined as in a single site. But also for very famous things like the world famous frescoes of Sigirya and also the palace complex, which is world renowned.
Could you just describe it, how it's bedded in the landscape?
This is again an inselberg that's sticking up in the north central province, and it's almost the central location of Sri Lanka. Number two is that it was imagined, the creator of Sigirya, the king Kashyapa, imagine how one could landscape this into a beautiful residential palace. Anyway, Sigirya was famous for its market center, which had commercial activities going on. So looking at the rock and the landscaping around, it is a kind of a mosaic with water courses, water gardens, boulder gardens, and also landscaping the foothills of the rock itself to understand how you create a very powerful representation of power.
But not everybody visits Sigirya for historic reasons. The rock also played a part in modern pop culture, explained the Turkish doctor Kargolan Erzogem.
Long time ago, in the end of 80s, I think, when I was already in the secondary high school, I was a Duran Duran fan, this rock band. Those years, they were very popular. And they had a video, one of my favorite Duran Duran songs, Say a Prayer. They shot the video in a gorgeous place. So I just wondered, where is this beautiful place? So then it turned out to be Sri Lanka, and since that time on, I wanted to come to Sri Lanka so much.
Now you've been to the place where part of the video was shot. How did it feel?
Yeah, first of all, it was some kind of challenge because it's a little bit difficult to go up there. But in the end, when you just get there, it's gorgeous. I mean, you really feel great, and also not because the view is gorgeous, the place is gorgeous, but also you are in the place where the video is shot. I just remembered some scenes that were shot in that very location in the video. So the first thing I will do now when I go back to the hotel, I will watch the video again.
While Dr. Erdogan is watching the video, I travel to Kandy. The town is home to a temple with an important relic, the tooth of Buddha. For 10 days at the end of July and into August, the Perhara procession moves through the streets every night to show people the relic. Somel Hamburg Pote is a curator at the Temple of the Tooth and knows a lot about the Perhara festival.
The Kandy Perhara originated when the tooth relic was shifted from Anuradhapura to Polonnaruwa, from Polonnaruwa to Damadeniya, from Damadeniya to Kurunagala, Kurunagala to Kotte, and then to Delgamo, and then to Kandy finally. So that is because of invasions from foreign missions. So for the protection of the tooth relic, because the tooth relic was considered royal to be with the royalty, and Sri Lanka was ruled by kings at that time.
But the Perhara festival existed long before Buddha's tooth came to Sri Lanka.
Original Perhara was a Hindu procession for the veneration of Hindu gods by the Nayakar kings, because the kings then were from India. The Rajasingha clan were Nayakas from India. They are Indian origin. So priest requested the Temple of the Tooth to join this procession. That's how it came together.
Nowadays, visitors can watch many exotic traditions during the 4-hour parade.
Well, you will see the tradition of dancing, the Kandyan sect. There are 3 sectors of dancing, traditional dancing in Sri Lanka. You will see the Kandyan sector, the best that you will ever see. You will see maybe 75 to 80 caparisons elephants. The elephant is considered a sacred animal by Buddhists and by Hindus both. The elephant is loved, they are respected.
But not everybody is happy with the elephants taking part in the parade. Sri Lankan travel blogger Siranjani Dhanapala, better known for her blog Travel Girl Diary, wrote on her Facebook page on August 26, 2018.
Are we right? As much as I love our traditions, religion and culture, it broke my heart to see so many elephants, especially babies, chained to a level that they could not walk. Some were limping, injured, struggling to walk. Whether it's for religion, culture or entertainment, is it right for us to chain animals to a level which is unbearable and painful? Where is our humanity and intellect on these things? For me, it doesn't matter whether our ceremonies have 100 elephants or 0. Shouldn't our beliefs, values, and how much we spread love and kindness be greater than this? I do not get on top of any animals for any reason. Neither do I want to see any animal caged or chained, and this is my choice. I have so much love and respect for my religious values that it supersedes the man-made traditions that we have.
Time will tell if elephants will continue to be part of the Perhara festival. But Sri Lanka is not only famous for its century-old traditions, temples, landscapes and beaches. It is also known for the tea, which was brought to the island during the British colonial times. In the mountains of Nuwara Eliya, I meet Ganga Shashiyama, a former tea-picking lady who is now a tea expert.
Place name Katukitula, near to Nuwara Eliya. The factory name Glen Lock.
And Glenlock, that sounds like a Scottish name.
Yes, one of a Scottish person in 1867 started this factory. Glen is valley, Lock is lake.
And he started to grow tea here.
Yes, Mr. James Taylor in 1852 bringing tea seeds from China. He doing the experiments. At that time, this factory built.
The tea plantations provide work for a lot of people in the highlands of Sri Lanka. Especially women find jobs as tea leaf pickers. During their long working days, they spend their time singing songs.
උඩරට කඳුකර සිරියා පලඳන රූබර මුහුණ ඇගේ. That meaning is the high-grown tea ladies always smiling and plucking tea leaves. They are very beautiful.
Some of the best teas on the world market are produced in Sri Lanka.
When we making white tea, we bringing unopened leaves and 2 weeks natural dry. That is we doing per year 3 times, 4 times, very rare production. They calling silver tips or the white tea or the golden tips, the very expensive. They bringing unopened leaves. When we making black tea and green tea, like this 2 leaves and the bud, green tea steaming and dry, and black tea oxidation and dry. Black tea we have more steps. We can see in the factory. Oxidized, the flavor coming with the tea. The flavor, color, aroma with tea coming, the black tea, because they oxidation. But the green and white not doing oxidation.
The tea is one of the good things people remember from the time when Sri Lanka was a British colony. The Brits loved the mountains around Nuwara Eliya.
When these British people explore the Nuwara Eliya, when they found out about Nuwara Eliya, they felt that this is really weather like in our country, because if you go to Colombo and other places, very hot weather, but they were working there, and after that, when they found out about Nuwara Eliya, they felt, this is similar to our weather, because we will be comfortable here. Yes, let's do some holiday here, and let's build some holiday bungalows, and let's start they were very comfortable with Nuwara Eliya, because the weather is similar to their country, and when they start the cultivation of the tea estate, and also they thought that this is a very comfortable place for them to do their holidays and build their bungalows and stay here. I think that's the main reason.
Says Ndash from the Grand Hotel in Nuwara Eliya, a house which was built by one of the former governors in 1828. The hotel still celebrates English traditions. Every day, during high tea, you can taste the best Ceylon teas.
We start at 3:30 to 6 o'clock every day, the high tea. You will get savory snacks items all there, and you will get sweet items all there, and the continuously tea to your table. And it's a service. It's a plated service for everybody.
And you get the real specialty, because this tea comes here from Sri Lanka.
You will get this very special tea. If you talk about Nuwara Eliya, you talk about Grand Hotel, you talk about the tea. And you will get a very special tea in our tea lounge in Sri Lanka, and when you have in high tea also.
But you can also explore the surroundings.
If you see Nuwara Eliya, you can do some trekkings here. There's a special place called the Horton Plains. You will experience the waterfall and some animals and the birds, especially the birds. There are a lot of varieties of birds in Nuwara Eliya. And also, if you see the other side of Nuwara Eliya, if you like to climb the mountains, you can do in Nuwara Eliya. And also, the many nature things, if you like to say the bird watching, so this is one of the places to do some bird watching also. So there is many things to do in Nuwara Eliya.
And this is the end of our time travel through Sri Lanka. If you are interested in ancient history and traditions, if you want to know something about the colonial times on the island, or if you are a fan of pop music and would like to see where famous videos were shot, you will find your place in Sri Lanka.
You were listening to an episode of Audiotravels by Henry Barchet.